Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Today I have the new Jato 4x4 4S VXL buggy. So this is the new super fast cool version of the Jato buggy we were waiting for. So in this video I'm going to unbox this, we're going to check it out for the first time, and I'm going to do a little comparison with this and the BL2S version of the buggy to see what they've changed and what might be new. So let's get this open and check it out. After opening the box, this is what you're going to get, and whoo, this looks awesome. They did a fantastic job with the graphics. But before we get into that, just like every other Traxxas vehicle you're ever going to get, we have our bag of goodies here. So this has our 17mm wheel wrench, Allen keys. It's got a little block here, which I believe is for adjusting your height of your battery strap for smaller batteries. Have some stickers, manual, all that kind of stuff. This one, unlike the BL2S version, comes with the TQI radio. Does not come with the Bluetooth module, but it is Bluetooth enabled, so you can put the Bluetooth in there and then set up all your telemetry stuff. And then, of course, the reason you bought it is because you wanted this. This is so cool looking. When I opened the BL2S version, I was impressed somewhat, but not totally. This, with the GTR shocks, and the green body with the green, everything matching, it looks like a real 8-scale buggy. It really gives you that high-end vibe. So this is definitely the hot ticket. But let me get the body off. Let's look inside of it and look at that new 4S partial system that they came out with for this one. So this one is clipless, just like the other one is. We have 4 clips on either side. We have the structure inside the body here. On both sides to be able to do that, you just gotta pull these tabs back. It is a very nice, firm, tight fit, so the body's not gonna be ejected or fly off at any point. And then inside here, we have the new 4S brushless ESC and motor setup for this vehicle. There's almost no room in between the motor and ESC, so they really maximized everything that they could possibly fit in here. The can of the motor is a little bit smaller than we'd find, I think, in like a regular 8-scale buggy, but this also is a plastic chassis car and it weighs a whole lot less. And I'll weigh this in a few minutes to compare it to some of the other models. But super lightweight, 4S, nice compact ESC. It's got the lights on here similar to your X-Max and Max and Sledge, etc. ESCs, which will give you warnings for voltage and temperature and whatnot. So it's basically like your Max ESC shrunk down, which is kind of cool. With everything Traxxas, waterproof receiver box, waterproof servo. Still is a plastic gear servo. Yes it is. This is still plastic gear servo. If you're racing, I think I might want to go up to a metal gear servo or something a little bit higher speed. But that a lot of people complain about the Traxxas servos. For me, they always get the job done. I really never have a problem with them. But to each their own. We also have the center chassis brace here. Instead of being plastic, is now an aluminum piece to match the color of everything else, which I think it's amazing when Traxxas actually goes and color coordinates everything, because you have a green motor mount, the green brace, you have a green drive shaft under here, green drive shaft, green wheel nuts, the hinge pin braces up here are green, shocks are green, so they really match everything with the color, and that looks awesome. I mean, if they wanted to go insane, they could also do the motors in colors, but I think that's probably asking too much. But green looks amazing. Aluminum shaft, aluminum brace, aluminum shocks. That's definitely an upgrade over the BL2S model. The shocks on these are the GTR shocks. These are the extra longs, front and back. So it's the same length shock in the back of, say, a Slash 4x4, like a Rustler 4x4, but then the front, instead of using a shorter setup, uses the same size shock. This one also has a much more appropriate 8-scale buggy racing type tire on it. So these are going to be horrible for the street because with pin tires, you're going to wear them down very quickly. But if you're buying this, you're probably not just trying to do speed runs. And if you are, you might want to get foam tires or belted or whatever it may be. This is really designed to go to a racetrack and race, unlike that, baseball diamond, dirt, clay kind of mix. And these tires are going to be optimal for that. They'll also do good in grass, on dirt, mulch, that kind of stuff. These are not road tires. you're going to chew them up real quick. But 8-scale buggies, this is how they're supposed to be. This is an off-road racer is what the core of this was definitely designed to be. For further comparison, this is the BL2S model, so we can talk about the differences here. First thing I want to talk about is this car weighs, with a body, no battery, 5 pounds, 3 ounces. This car, same configuration, with a body, no battery, 5 pounds, 11 ounces. So you're only adding 8 ounces with the bigger motor and the aluminum stuff that's on this. This is super light. This is 2 pounds lighter than my Arrma TLR Typhon. 2 pounds. They're both 4S. They'll both run on 4S battery, 5,000 milliamps is what I run on my other buggy. 2 pounds. That's an insane difference in weight. On both models, they have GTR shocks, but the metal ones really make it go from something that looks sort of toyish to like a real 8-scale buggy. So that's awesome. Same thing with the wheels and tires. On the BL2S, I think that these are great for more general purpose. You can run them in the street and backyard and wherever else. But this looks like a real 8-scale buggy. This kind of looks like something you just go fart around with in your backyard. And as you can see between the two, obviously we have the different motor systems. The BL2S motor is much, much smaller than the 4S motor. And the ESC, talking about compacting the size down, it's really barely any bigger than the BL2S ESC, but can handle twice the power. So that's kind of impressive. Then also here we do have, blue, pieces for everything over here. This is the black edition model. So where the body is black and they did the wheel nuts in black, you have, the little bit of blue aluminum you have is blue, where, on this model, they color-coded everything. So small differences with aesthetics and, of course, all of our metal stuff in here. Let's get a little kind of panoramic shot. And even the wheel style without the tires. 8-scale buggies need dish wheels. It's like always been part of what an 8-scale buggy is. So the rims, they're cool, but this really fits the part of an 8-scale buggy. I'm really excited about this. If they just released this and this didn't exist, I would have been all over this immediately. Like, oh my God, I have to have it. But this one, I feel like it almost dulled the excitement for this because you get to see the buggy, but it's not this awesome. They did a much, much nicer job with this. I do have my TLR Typhon here, so let me go grab that too, so we can compare now what their top tier buggy looks like compared to, a more traditional 8-scale buggy. And here she is with the TLR Typhon. So as I mentioned earlier, this is 2 pounds heavier than this. Same thing, no battery, but with a body. Now, the weight difference might be a little bit less important when you're talking about this compared to the other, the Jato BL2S, because the battery that's going in this is much larger. But you're going to be adding almost the exact same weight with the battery in this one as you will be with the battery in this one. So both 4S buggies, same length, width, wheelbase, whatever, height, etc. 2 pounds. This thing is going to be a missile. And especially if you can fit bigger motor systems in this, where maybe you'd have to move the ESC somewhere else and tuck it under the body somehow or whatever, this could be like the ultimate speedrun car too, because that weight difference is going to be, that's insane, 2 pounds. So I do like the metal deck chassis that a traditional 8-scale buggy would have, and kind of on the opposite side of that, the stiffness and whatnot might be a benefit in handling. It's hard to say, where the way everything now is designed in engineering programs and the honeycomb that they have in the chassis, this might be just as strong as this one. You don't know. This could be the car that's out there running 8-scale classes and doing well. I'm very impressed with it. I think it looks fantastic. I initially thought that they probably should have gone with like the sledge platform, which would have been more of like the traditional 8-scale buggy style, but I think the engineers picked this for a reason, and I think it's going to be super fun. It's in the $500 range, $529 I believe, This one probably somewhere like the $700 range, so it is a little bit cheaper. It could be a good mid-range spec class at a racetrack as well, so that could be an option. Or if you wanted a more budget spec class, you could run the BL2S and just have everyone run the response tires here. But regardless, the new Buggy is super cool. I love it in green. And here we have the pink body as well. Graphics, they're so good. I love the pink one. This is definitely my favorite out of the group. My only one complaint about all of this is that the green has green shocks and the pink one has blue. So Traxxas does have pink shocks, and I don't know why they didn't do full pink on this. That would have looked wild. The only thing I can think of is that because they have pink shocks, and I haven't seen like the pink hinge pin blocks or the wheel nuts and whatnot, I'm guessing that's probably why they went with blue, because the rest of the components they already had in their arsenal. But it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to just put these things in a different vat of anodizing. So pink would have been really cool. So Traxxas, do that in the future. But both these buggies look really cool. The heavy-duty components on them that spawned off on the heavy-duty everything else, Rustler 4x4, Stampedes, etc. They're going to be pretty durable. As someone who owns a hobby shop, for the BL2S model at least, I've sold almost no parts. They've been extremely reliable. So granted, we're adding twice the horsepower, but I think these components and Traxxas's more modern compound plastics and whatnot, I think they're going to hold up really good. I think these things are going to surprise a lot of people, and they're going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to get out there with them, but definitely cool cars. These new vehicles from Traxxas are very cool. I love the graphics. I love that it's much closer to a true 8-scale looking buggy over the BL2S model, and I'm really excited to be able to get out and actually run these things. Unfortunately, I will not be doing that in this video because I live in New Jersey and Traxxas decided to release these in February. So currently we have freezing rain and salt on the roads, and there's really no place to run a vehicle like this at the moment. But come spring, I'm going to do some videos running the 4S version of this, the BL2S. I'll run it against my TLR Typhon. Could probably borrow a low C8, maybe an associated. So we'll do a bit of a buggy battle come spring to see how the Traxxas stacks up to, true 8-scale buggies. But that's it for me today. Thank you for watching the video. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see some future content like this or putting these to the test. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.